Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It's 9 o'clock on a Tuesday, which means it's time for a Magic News. Welcome back. This is a very, very popular program on the show on Magic TV. And the idea is that I kind of recap a lot of the news that's been taking place over the course of the week. Thank you to everybody that says that this is one of their favorite videos on the channel. I really appreciate that. It's a great place to get, kind of an oversight of all the new tricks that are coming out, as well as all of the things that have been happening. And you know what? There's a lot that's going on in Magic at the moment. Now, if you have any news, please let me know in the comments down below. I have a couple of things I'm going to be talking about today that were given to me by people who left comments on last week's Magic News. So if you've got anything that you think is newsworthy that you want me to talk about, please let me know down below. Outside of that, we're going to get straight into it with this week's episode of Magic News. Okay, so first of all, I want to talk about the big thing that's happening, at least over here in the UK, which is that last Saturday, a couple of days ago, the Saturday just gone, we had the final of Britain's Got Talent, and the winner of Britain's Got Talent 2025 is Harry Moulding. That's right, the only magician that made it through to the final of Britain's Got Talent has won the whole thing. It is now only the second magician to win Britain's Got Talent after Richard Jones, who won it 9 years ago. And Richard Jones won it 9 years ago, has toured the UK since, has a fantastic career. 9 years later, Harry Moulding, Blackpool's own Harry Moulding, has won in the finals of Britain's Got Talent. And he won by a considerable margin. If you go onto the website, onto Britain's Got Talent's website, you can actually see the breakdown of the percentage of votes for each act. And it was fairly unanimous that Harry Moulding was the people's choice, really, to win the whole thing. Now, I've never met Harry. I've never spoken to him in my life. I am friends with people who know Harry, but everybody has nothing but really nice things to say about him. I know that he's, been at the House of Illusion with Rodney James Piper, and he's from Blackpool, and it's great to have another magician wins Britain's Got Talent. And there's a couple of things that I want to bring up about this. And the first is, one, his act was great. Now, if you didn't see his act, it was basically, he had Simon pick a word. He had three of the judges pick playing cards. He then found the playing cards in kind of a multiple selection style way, which looked really nice. And then he had a video of him jumping out of an airplane, skydiving, and as he skydived down to the ground, revealing that he knew what the three cards were in increasingly more elaborate ways. And then at the end, he had this wonderful revelation of the word that Simon thought of, where he was standing on stage and there was a light fog over the stage the entire time. He kind of did this, and the fog moved out the way, and the word that he thought of was right there, covering the whole of the stage. Looked absolutely phenomenal. Now, congratulations on the act. Big things are coming your way, Harry. There are a couple of things that I want to say, okay? Now, the first thing that I want to say is I want to say to any magician who has been negative about this act, and I kind of covered this on last week's Magic News, but it really pissed me off. I actually ended up replying to a few people on Facebook, which I try not to do. And this channel is all about positivity, but dear Lord, it pissed me off. Within a few minutes of the competition ending and Harry being voted as the winner, there were several magicians that were talking about how his act was disappointing, how he basically did the same thing in all three rounds, because all three of his performances were based on revelations of forced items. We had people saying that they could do better. We had people that were saying that it was an embarrassment. And to every single one of them, look, Magic TV is a very, it's a very positive place these days. I'm not going to go on a rant, but I am going to just basically say to every magician that has anything negative to say to Harry Moulding about his performance on Britain's Got Talent, I just want to give you a big fuck you. I really do. And I don't want to turn this into a rant, but it really annoys me. And look, you're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to your opinion. But as a magician, if you're saying that he was embarrassing, if you're saying you could do better after the guy's just won the largest talent competition in the world, well, don't just Don't just tell me you're funny. Make me laugh. Don't just tell me that you're better than Harry. Prove it. Because over the course of this show, there have been so many magicians that have stepped up and tried to win this competition. And Harry is only the second person to do so with an act that captured, let's be honest, the hearts of the nation. It really did. And for anybody to say anything negative about him, look, you do better. You go on the show. You go on the show and do better, because here's the thing. Harry was the one on that stage. Harry was the one performing that piece. Harry was the person that was there connecting with the audience. Harry was the one that was there connecting with the audience. And it's important that I say that twice. And the reason it's important that I say that twice is because that, in my opinion, is a big reason why he won. Because he was so likable. He was so charismatic. And on stage, you could tell that everybody in that audience loved him. You could tell that he was just instantly likable. And that's one of the most important things about being a magician. And he's only 20 odd years old. He's obviously worked hard his entire life. You know, just the fact that he's worked with Rodney James Piper tells me that he's hardworking and that he's dedicated his life to this up until this point. And he deserves this. And magicians, yes, you're entitled to your opinion, but don't publicly go on social media and say that the guy, you could do better, because frankly you couldn't. I talked about this last week. If you could do better, then you would have. For anybody that's going on social media going, I could do better, oh, it was an embarrassment, then you fucking go out there and you do better. You go out there and you put an act together and you go on Britain's Got Talent and you get through to the finals and you win, because that's not going to happen. It ain't going to happen. You haven't done it. If you want to do it, go and do it. But don't slag somebody off that's had the balls to put themselves into that position. They've had the balls to put themselves into that position, and the audience loved it. Now, has there been some negativity in the press? Absolutely. There always is. Every single magic act that goes on, don't forget, the gutter press in the UK is a place where they want to sensationalize. They want people to read their content. They want people to watch their content. So they're going to sensationalize it. They're going to use clickbait headlines, and they're going to say stuff that frankly isn't true. Or they're going to take small snippets of what people say online, and they're going to make out that that's the narrative, when in actual fact it isn't. And if it was, then why is a vast majority of people voting for Harry to win? You can't fake that. Oh, Britain's Got Talent's fake. No, it's not. Shut up. It is absolutely not faked. And I know that firsthand. Yes, it is. Oh, shut up. It is not faked. And the fact is, a certain percentage of people voted for Harry to win. Other magicians have been on that programme. They've done different magic. Maybe it's better, maybe it's worse. It depends on your prerogative. It depends on what you prefer or don't prefer. But the bottom line is, they didn't get through, and Harry did. That's the bottom line. That, when it's all said and done, when all the dust has settled, when all the smoke has cleared, the simple fact is, he went on and he won. So for anybody to say, oh, but look at the YouTube comments because everybody's being negative about it. I'm sorry, people are negative on YouTube all of the time. And the amount of people that comment on YouTube are a tiny little subsection of the amount of people that are voting to decide who's winning. And the bottom line is, if everybody thought that the act was terrible, if everybody didn't like the act, he wouldn't have got the amount of votes that he did. He got the amount of votes that he did because it was an incredible act and he performed it perfectly. And are people going to be negative in the comments? Yes. Are people going to try and guess how the act's done? Yes. Will they even remember anybody who's exposed it? Will they even remember that a week's time? No, of course they won't. It's now up to Harry to capitalise on this incredible moment. And for the people that have got, for the magicians that have gone on YouTube, and I read a lot of the YouTube comments, and I saw magicians on there commenting, explaining how it was a simple trick because it was just a couple of forces. And magicians going on there saying that they could do better. For all of those magicians, you suck. It's as simple as that. Going on a public forum, going on YouTube and commenting negative things about a fellow magic act and talking about how you know how it's done and, oh, I know how it's done, I'm a professional magician. You suck. It's as plain and simple as that. And for the magicians that say, oh, you know, it's just a couple of forces and that's it, I have never seen anything as cool as that moment as when he waved his hands past and the word that Simon was thinking at appeared on the stage. That is a brilliant moment right there. I can't think of a better way to reveal a word than having it just appear on the stage that he's been standing on the entire time. I never saw that coming. And the moment where he dived out of a skydive, I said this when Harry Moulding went on and did the audition. After he auditioned, I said, this is a perfect example of how you take a simple trick and you make it play big. When he did the card revelation on the Blackpool Tower, putting the energy into it, running outside, having that moment, that was an incredible moment. The skydive is another example of taking a simple card trick and making it bigger than the sum of its parts. And if magicians spent more time thinking about that and how to improve their own self instead of slagging other people off, if they spent more time raising people up instead of dropping them down, then perhaps magic would be in a better place. And magic's in a great place right now. And I can see that there's going to be lots more people booking magicians because of what Harry has done for all of us as a community. And anybody behind Harry, the Russ Stevens, the Rodney James Pipers, whoever, you know what? We should thank every single one of them because we are going to benefit. The magicians in this country are going to benefit, and we should spend more time rising people up than dropping them down. So if you're watching this, Harry, and I don't know if you are or not, congratulations. I thought your act was phenomenal and you're a well-deserved winner. In other news, I have just come back from Penguin Magic and they gave me a piece of information. They told me they didn't tell me I couldn't share it with people, but I'm fairly sure that I'm not meant to. But you know what? This is magic news. If I get a bit of a scoop, I want to let you guys know. So I have just found out that Tobias Dostal is now working on some projects with Penguin Magic. In fact, not only is he working with them, they have that he has been there. He is done. He has come to Columbus. He has filmed his projects and he's gone away. And I believe that he has filmed a Penguin Live, and a lot of the people I was speaking to at Penguin, they were telling me that it was their favourite Penguin Live that has ever been shot. And also, they were working on a couple of physical products as well. I don't know really what these physical products are. I've got no idea. However, there's at least 2 physical products and the Penguin Live that have been shot and are in the process of being produced and edited that are coming from Penguin Magic. So there you go, scoop right here for you. Tobias Dostal, who has previously worked with people like Illusionist and people like Murphy's Magic, obviously, and people like Henry Harrius. He's now working with Penguin Magic, and I couldn't be more excited, especially to see his Penguin Live. Honestly, people over there were talking about how that came across as one of the best Penguin Lives they've ever seen. Talking about Penguin Magic, for those of you that missed the news a few weeks ago, I am going to be at the FISM convention, the FISM World Championships. I am going to be at FISM in Turin in Italy. I am going to be there the entire time, and I am going to be there on the Penguin Magic booth. Having come back from America, I can tell you that there is a very good chance, if I had to give you a percentage right now, it's going to be about a 70 to 75% chance that I will have a brand new trick on the Penguin booth that will be having a limited release, as sort of a soft launch ahead of a worldwide launch. And this is something that I've been working with Penguin with for a very long time. It's been prototyped years ago by Drew Perry, and it's probably the most technically, not technically as in sleight of hand, but the most complicated thing to have made that I have ever released. And at one point I thought we were never going to get it out. I was told there's a very good chance that we're going to have those at Italy this year at FISM. So I'm very, very, very excited about that. Regardless of whether I have that or not, I'm going to be at FISM the entire time, hanging out. Make sure you come over and say hi and visit the Penguin booth, and I will demo to you absolutely everything that they've got. Okay, I want to announce, and this was news that was given to me on last week's Magic News, so thank you very much for this, that there is a new magic shop that is now open in Las Vegas. It's called Trick Supply, and it's open from Wednesday to Saturday. So it's open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and it is owned by Doug Conn. Now, if you don't know who Doug Conn is, Doug Conn is an incredible teacher, lecturer, performer, street magician, social media influencer. I interviewed Doug on this channel good couple of years ago, good 2 or 3 years ago now, just coming out of lockdown, I interviewed Doug. It was an incredible interview. We talked about his book, we talked about his love of magic, and he even said in that interview that he was going to, you know, maybe open a shop one day. Well, apparently this is the day. DougCon has opened up Trick Supply in Las Vegas. It's open Wednesday to Saturday. Not only that, every Friday he does a live stream on YouTube from the shop where he talks about a particular subject. I think most recently it was on ropes, and he has special guests on there as well. And, you know, even if you're not in the Las Vegas area, you can go and check out those live streams that take place every Friday. DougCon genuinely is one of the good guys, and I'm so excited that another brick and mortar shop has opened, because you know what? That's one of the ways of keeping magic alive. So very, very exciting. Congratulations, Doug, on this new venture, and you can all check it out. It's called Trick Supply, and it is in Las Vegas, but it also has an online presence. Okay, let's talk about conventions. There is a new convention that has just been announced over here in the UK, and it's called Hullusion. Hullusion. And it is a convention, strangely, in Hull for magicians, hence Hullusion. Whoever came up with that name, I bet they were really pleased with themselves when they came up with it. And you should be. Whoever came up with that name, it's a pretty good name. Brand new magic convention. It's taking place on the 19th of October, 2025. 19th of October, 2025. Tickets are £20. So tickets are £20 for adults, £10 for kids, all-day convention. They have announced 2 names so far. They are apparently going to have a gala show. They have lectures. They're going to have dealers. And they've announced 2 names so far. The first name they've announced is the iPad magician himself, the man who's fooled Penn and Teller, Mr. Noel Coulter, one half of Trick Trick Boom, who are taking the magic world by storm at the moment. And Noel Coulter is going to be lecturing at the convention. Noel is an incredible guy, so make sure you look out for that. And then the second name that's been announced recently is I always get this name wrong. Tom Dabrowski. I reviewed one of Tom's Big Blind Media routines a little while ago. Very, very, very good magician. Very creative, technically, very gifted. Great that he's coming over from the States to do this one-day convention. That's wonderful. So those are the names that have been announced so far, but there's more to follow. You can just go onto Facebook and type in Hullusion, and when you do, you're going to be able to follow their Facebook page where they announce all of the acts that are taking place. But there you go, Hullusion, 19th of October, and it looks exciting. Another one-day convention that got announced a couple of weeks ago is the Alakazam convention, which is taking place at the beginning of May 2026. Now, I have just done an interview with Harry and Peter Nardi. That interview is going up a week on Saturday. So not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. And they talk all about the convention. They talk all about Alakazam and the growth of Alakazam and where they are right now, where they want to be. But they talk all about the convention. They told me on that interview 2 things that are of interest about the Alakazam convention. Number one, tickets are already 75% sold, and because it's taking place in the theatre, it's allocated seating. They can't exceed those numbers. So they are going to sell out relatively quickly. That's something that you need to know. The second thing that you need to know is, although it's going to be taking place just on the Saturday, Alakazam is going to be open on the Sunday. So if you want to hang out in the Alakazam shop, you can do. The shop is just down the road from where the venue actually is. And then on the Friday, they might be doing something on the Friday as well. So even though it's a one-day convention, they've got something planned over the whole weekend. Tickets are available from Alakazam. They've not announced anybody yet. The fact that 75% of tickets have sold out and they haven't even announced any names yet just shows you the popularity of Alakazam. It's taking place May next year. You can pick your tickets up right now on the website. Not a convention, but I think it's worth talking about Chris Wilder. So if you don't know who Chris Wilder is, I interviewed him recently. He does the Curious Cabaret, which is some incredible cabaret events that take place in the Nottingham area or over multiple different venues. You can go and check out curiouscabaret.co.uk if you want all the information on the shows that they do. I think they're in 4 separate venues now, and they also do masterclasses during the day for magicians. There's a lot of stuff going on. Well, Chris Wilder has just announced Sleight. Now, Sleight is taking place in one of the venues that the Curious Cabaret takes place in, which is the Berliner, which is in Nottingham. And he's promoting this event called Sleight, which is basically intimate close-up magic for no more than 30 people. So while the Curious Cabaret is to a big group of people and they can have hundreds in there, this is designed for no more than 30 people. They're going to have a rotating cast of close-up magicians, and there's going to be numerous close-up magicians every night. And they have announced dates from now all the way through till the end of the year. You can look at those dates and you can get more information on the Curious Cabaret website, curiouscabaret.co.uk. But Chris Wilder is amazing. I love watching him perform. I've been to the Curious Cabaret many times, and you should go and check out the Curious Cabaret. But this new venture, Sleight, is looking to be very exciting as well. So there you go. Go check out the Curious Cabaret for more information for both Sleight and the Curious Cabaret. I want to make one more announcement that one more convention, which is on the 8th of June, which is this Sunday. I am going to be at the Darlington Magic Circle Midsummer Magic Convention. I'm going to be there with two other lecturers. There's going to be Wayne Goodman, who is obviously a legend in this community, and Adam Dadswell, who is new on the scene and has been taking the world by storm. So Adam, Wayne, and myself are going to be the lineup at the Midsummer Magic Convention. I'm going to have Ryland there with me. I'm going to have Thea there with me. I believe Thomas Maloney is going to be there as well. We're going to have an absolute blast. It's going to be brilliant. Now, I have something very special planned. I'm going to be doing pretty much 50% brand new material that I've never lectured before, so bear that in mind. So 8th of June, Darlington Midsummer Magic Convention. It's an all-day event. It's a one-day convention. They've had big names in the past. I'm very excited to be there. If you're there, come and share a drink with me. Okay, another scoop for you guys. You've probably heard of Mark Bennett from Smoke and Mirrors. He runs a production company as well as running Smoke and Mirrors. He runs a production company called MB Magic that are responsible for releasing many, many tricks that are very, very well received. Well, he has teamed up with Alakazam and MB Magic in this beautiful team up of two giants in the industry teaming up together to co-promote a brand new trick that a brand new project that Mark has developed, and I can't really say much about it. It's called Get Saucy. I've had one for a while, and I'm going to be contributing some routines to it. I know that there's going to be other people that have been using it as well. Magic Sing, I believe, has been using Get Saucy for a while now. It is brilliant. It is one of the best things that I've ever seen. I don't know when it's coming out. I imagine it's going to be very, very soon, but you want to get involved with this because this is going to be very, very cool. This is going to be really good. I can't really tell you anything about it, but when you hear the words Get Saucy, Alakazam Magic, MB Magic, when you have the two names there alone should tell you that this is going to be a winner. But this is one of the most commercial tricks, especially for restaurant workers or close-up workers. This is one of the most commercial tricks that I've ever seen. I'm very proud to be a part of it. I can give you official notice that myself and Lloyd will be releasing the Savant deck this month. So this month, the Savant deck will be released. It's the next Craig Petty Lloyd Barnes release, and I'll be telling you more about it as we get closer. But I kind of alluded to it last week. It's definitely coming out this month. I have spoken to the powers that be at Murphy's Magic, and they've told me it's definitely coming out this month. Talking about new releases, I'm going to quickly just shoot through my very brief thoughts on some of the new releases that have come out. Now, I don't own any of these yet. They will be reviewed by me. I will be buying them and reviewing them. So this is not a review. This is just me looking at it and going, oh, okay, this looks interesting, just based off the ad copy and the trailer. Now, the first one is Air Flight by Mark Bennett. Bit of a lie with that one because I have seen this. I have got this. It came out at Blackpool. It's now officially in all the magic shops via Murphy's Magic. So Air Flight is Mark's approach to ring flight, but it's built into an Apple AirTag. So the reel and everything is built into an Apple AirTag, and it works like a dream. Everybody was just throwing money at Mark when they saw this. It's a really nice ring flight. So Air Flight by Mark Bennett, that's available through all magic shops. Phantom Chip, we're seeing a lot of chip related chicks coming out at the moment. Isn't that weird? Like, I see that an awful lot. You see lots of tricks. It's weird, isn't it? Like, I bought out a couple of decks of cards last year that are decks of cards that aren't decks of cards. It started with a Vogue and then went on to Mind Blocks, and then there were loads of them that came out. And then earlier this year, I bought out Cheetah Chips and Big Blind. Now there's tons of chip tricks coming out. Well, S Magic have just brought out Phantom Chip, which they don't look like normal chips. They look a bit bigger than normal chips. But, you know, I'm not a poker chip expert, so maybe there are poker chips like that. But I'm just basing it on the trailer. But what you have here is what looks like a very clean transposition between two poker chips. So you have two poker chips, they're changing places again and again in the spectator's hands. And yeah, it looks very, very nice. I obviously don't know the method. Looking at the trailer, I think I can guess the method. And if it's the method I think it is, then it's a very, very clever idea. And it explains why the chips look the way they do. Excuse me, so that's Phantom Chip. Another chip trick that's just come out is All In by Wayne Dobson and Alan Wong. I'm guessing Alan created the props and it's Wayne Dobson's routine. Wayne, obviously a legend in this community and constantly releasing stuff at a very high level. All In is a poker chip that you give to the spectator. There's one poker chip. And you can do kind of an ACAN style thing. So you can have someone think of a number, deal down to that number and look at the card, and the card will be predicted on the poker chip they've been holding on to. It's kind of that sort of thing, right? Very, very smart idea. And there's a few different handlings. There's no video trailer on the ad copy page yet. Maybe they'll be adding one a little bit later on. So it's based purely on ad copy. But I don't think you can go wrong with Wayne Dobson. It's always really well thought out, and it's always really clever. Now, we've also had just come through Teleport by Electrics. This is a £500 prop. This is not cheap. And the ad copy, there's no trailer for this, there's no video for this, but the ad copy says this is a breakthrough in colour e-link reveal device. It looks like a little wallet from the picture that's on the ad copy, and it's a very involved, in-depth ad copy. It looks like a little wallet. And it looks like there's a, you know, like a transparent section in there that you can put something in there. But if I had to guess, and I'm guessing based off the trailer, that's actually kind of an electronics section where you can kind of make it look like anything's in there you want. So you can reveal ESP symbols, cards, words, anything that you want to, which would explain why it's so expensive. Now, I don't know much about this at all. It is now available for sale from all good magic dealers. Murphys have it. It looks very good. It's very expensive. We'll have to wait and see. I'll try and do a review on this at some point in the future. And then the final product that everybody is talking about, it's the return of Daniel Garcia. That's right, Daniel Garcia, who made a name for himself by releasing numerous DVDs of the Garcia Project and, you know, some incredible close-up magic, worked very closely with Illusionist for a long while, consultant to the stars, hasn't released a magic trick for a long time. I think the last time was his mint tin thing. He's just brought out something called One Card. Now, One Card is available through all magic dealers, through Murphy's Magic. And you know what? The trailer and the ad copy is very, very, very honest, which is great. We get a rough idea of how this looks and potentially works. So in the trailer, and there's numerous live performances, you have Danny holding like a little see-through envelope, and you can see that there's one folded up card in there. And he has somebody name a card. He goes through a procedure where he has someone name a card, and when they take the card out, he then gets them to name the card. He tips this one card out of the envelope, and then when they open it up themselves, it's actually the card that they've named, which is the holy grail when it comes to card magic. Let's be honest, that's the holy grail. Now, it looks good. It looks really good. I'm very, very impressed with how it looks. In the ad copy, it says that basically this is a special envelope with a super thin index that holds 16 folded cards. So I can imagine that on the project, Danny's going to go through numerous different ways of actually setting this up. It's nice that it's not just court cards. Looking at the performance, it looks like Danny's kind of getting people to think of a card between 6 and 9 by the looks of it, I would guess. But that's purely just a guess. I have got one on the way over to me. It looks very, very practical. If it is as practical as it looks on the trailer, then this could be very good indeed. It could be very, very, very good. But we'll need to know about angles. We'll need to know about reset to see if it is truly the worker that it says it is. But the bottom line is Daniel Garcia has got an incredible track record. This looks very good. And yeah, it's available. I imagine it's going to sell out very quickly because it's Danny Garcia. But I applaud him for the transparency. See what I did there? The transparency in the ad copy and the trailer. Right, that's it. There's one last piece of news, which is the Jessementary. Yes, that's right. Jess is going to be starting her journey to successful professional magician. The Jessementary starts this week, this month. Hopefully this week, but definitely this month. So if you want to follow Jess's journey, you guys voted for her. If you want to follow her journey on how to go from where she is to where she wants to be, we're going to be cataloguing everything. Make sure you keep up to date with Magic TV, and you'll know exactly what's going on and when the next thing goes up. Outside of that, I want to say thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. If you've got any news, please leave it down below, because I will use it on next week's Magic News. Don't forget, I'm going to be back tomorrow with the Craig and Ryland review show. I'm going to be back all this week with videos. And yeah, I want to say thank you very much. If you haven't already done so, go check out the Netrix. It's called thenetrix.com. It's my online streaming platform for magicians. You can access it immediately. I'll see you again soon. My name's Craig from Magic TV.